Great. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another session of Candlekeep Mysteries. Last time on Candlekeep Mysteries, you all had entered into the Legion of Iron quite a little bit ago and had been investigating around, finding about various machinations going on everywhere and managing to somewhat negotiate a sort of peace. You entire session, 4 entire sessions ago. Yeah. You stumbled upon the portal that was being guarded by by a fiendish general, a Maleficent, of which you engaged inside of some very close combat with that almost resulted in some dire circumstances. But you were able to prevail, and although you were unable to slay the Maleficent through a combination of teamwork, stunning, AoE, and good old fashioned smashing things of a chair, you managed to successfully destroy the portal by having Diesel literally pick it up and then just throw it on the ground like a frisbee, causing it to shatter. With it gone and the Maleficent no longer being surrounded, it used the opportunity to plane shift away and disappeared once more to the abyss. Thus, with the portal destroyed, you found a variety of useful implements, um, most of which you have already distributed accordingly. The only one that hasn't been um, um, allocated yet is the tombstones, which have not been currently given an owner. Then, after acquiring everything, the chapter ended, and you all found yourself returned over to Candlekeep. However, sorry, I had a cough. It's like a cough that I had to let it out right there, specifically at that moment. Um, you arrive back over to Candlekeep, and here inside of the library, two things kind of happen at the same time. The first is that actually it's more like three different things happening at once. The first thing is that when you arrive back over immediately, you kind of feel really tired, um, much more than usual on like almost a more than just a physical level, but also your skin has become very itchy for just like a minute. It just starts itching quite rapidly as it feels like paper for just like a little bit, but then it kind of dissipates for a bit. And the third thing that happens is that Jojira, you are seeing that there is a multiple number of green wisps that have accumulated all over the Legion of Iron book and are just kind of aggressively just kind of moving about, and they seem harmless, but that it clearly is creating a trail of sorts.
Do the green whips look anything like the stuff Miram did?
Yeah, they look like the same green ethereal wisp, the same color that Miriam is.
Is that basically her way of beckoning that she wants to talk to us, do you think?
I would imagine so.
Hello, good timing, right when I finished too.
Hello.
What? Hello, good timing. Welcome back. Um,
Thank you.
I just mentioned that everyone upon exiting the books, you feel a sense of lethargy, and also your skin was itchy for a minute, but now your things have just kind of sort of returned back to normal.
Are we still tired, or was that a continued effect?
That one's
I'm not
continuous. You
okay with
still
that.
feel tired.
I'm gonna specifically make myself itchy.
Oh, okay. Well, Darion continues to feel itchy by sheer force of will.
Can I analyze those effects, like a little lethargy, like with my Arcana expertise to detect magic?
Go for it.
I assume I should actually roll then.
Yeah, I go for the roll. Very cool. Um, Some say you feel very fatigued. Investigating Georgira, you're pretty sure that there's some relationship between this and what just happened with the feeling that you had of your paper skin just a moment ago. But everything seems to have reverted back to normal, which implies that one of two possibilities that you can speculate based on the magical effect. One, something tried to take hold of you and then failed. Or two, that's the first possibility you consider. The second possibility you consider is that shoot, I had it in my head, the wording, and then I lost it. Give me a second. The second possibility is that it was some new effect unrelated to those things, but they seem to happen simultaneously, so they seem related to each other to some extent. So you consider that it could be related to how long you've been in the books also. You're not sure which one of those might be accurate, true, or if it might be some culmination of the two, but those seem like the two hypotheses that strike the Jujira's mind immediately.
Is it possible that Mirum was protecting us from that effect with the wisps? Or at least
You consider that possibility.
We can always go ask them.
so the lethargy, we do seem to be like our fatigue is like maxed out, I assume then?
It is maxed out, yes.
Okay. I guess we probably should go see Mirum then. Because this is potentially concerning.
Jujira says as the others stand there.
I mean,
Given
I
that-
didn't. I mean, I wasn't about to move my token on this map because this map is just fucking, you know.
Ground shifts 5 feet from their position and then stands at a new spot.
True.
I had an itchy leg.
You get a free every turn. But we're not in 3.5 anymore. That was a 3.5 rule.
I'll go towards where Miram was, since if I recall, I was the one who was being the daily messenger. I know the route quite well, and as is tradition, we'll point out all the reality bending effects that I had written down at one point but forgot where they were.
I mean, that sounds
Right.
on character for Ray.
You maneuver your way through, a little bit tired, but otherwise not in like any kind of like shambling around or anything, and find yourself once again in the familiar unpublished realm.
Token. Damn it. It always shrinks me back down every time I make the new token.
I think that you would have to set it at, maybe set your default to be large and then just reduce it down as necessary. Maybe that would be a more reasonable way to do it. Like adjust your prototype token.
I mean, the thing is that, like, depending on the situation, a different size will be my default, if you get my meaning.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying stick with large as the default initially, and then size down if necessary.
I
Because
mean,
I think you spend more time as huge than medium.
but technically speaking, my default size is medium, so my autism is saying I stick at medium.
All right, reasonable enough. GG. You find yourself slightly descending down once more onto the platform. One thing that's continues to remain true is that despite the wibbly wobbly space shenanigans going on, it is always very consistent, which is very convenient. Although it is a very weird kind of planar area that you're in the library, it's ultimately very orderly, which makes it easy to traverse once you get the hang of it.
I mean, Libraries, by their very nature, are supposed to be orderly. I've been able to cast Commune with Nature here before, right?
Yeah, I believe you attempted to, and or succeeded doing so. Attempted and did.
I just
Did
wanted to
tempted.
check. Obviously, I will be detecting undead for Miram, but I also want to detect for like influence from other planes of existence here.
In terms of like actual influence, influence is a really broad word. I mean, this is a demi-plane affinity, deep ethereal. That much is, I suppose, influenced, but it seems kind of like a vague way of describing it. It is demi-planar in a variety, in a bit like very significant way. But you've already known that, so you didn't really get too much information. You also learned there was a powerful undead, which was easy enough to tell because Miram is right there and quite visible. Um, but now your spell confirms that they're there, so that's nice. Dragon Fear, more like Dragon Fear. Anyway. As you all lightly descend down over into where the unpublished realm is here, Miram shows up, and rather than waiting for any kind of introduction, just immediately speaks. As they say, there have been developments.
What kind?
They first, before they continue speaking, they actually find themselves like here on the pillar and on this bookshelf and orient themselves in a way that lounging is maybe too relaxed as a word, but they're not quite as aggressively postured as they have been all the other times. As it seems, you can tell that they have gotten comfortable is a really strong word. They are used to all of your presences. As they continue, Quill has been initiating further experiments. Hello, welcome. Perfect timing as you arrive here, never to be seen again.
XD.
To catch you up, as you exited out of the book, you found yourself quite fatigued, and your skin, like paper, itched for like a minute, but then stopped. Thus, everybody has gone to the unpublished realm as Miriam Sinad beckoned everyone over, which is where we picked up just now. All right. Miriam continues then from where they left off. Quill has been experimenting further, tinkering more aggressively than they have previously. The capturing powers of the books have been amplified further. From what I can tell, previously there was an opportunity that, should you expire within the confines of the book, then you may not have been captured necessarily. Now, it has strengthened considerably, and it is likely that should you exit while still remaining inside, you will certainly not escape.
Did you say that right? You said exit while remaining inside?
They seem a little annoyed at having not been understood immediately, as they clarify, if your physical form were to remain within the book, when the chapter ends, there would be no way to retrieve it. Do not get captured within. The plan will not succeed.
Did you do something to the Legion of Iron book?
I was attempting to gather your attention during the middle of the experimentation, but it appears it did not succeed. This is a fairly recent development, as it impacted most of the area within the library immediately upon it being initiated. Almost like an interval that had been reached, a threshold. That being said, it does not appear that any further adjustments have occurred, and nothing more has been initiated. I suspect it was just an experiment that has finally succeeded.
Does anyone else understand what she means by like our physical forms? Because like I don't understand.
If we die in the book, you're dead. You don't get another chance. You're dead. Your character is gone. You're stuck in the book, like Carol.
Is that what was being said?
You deduce that seems to be the case. So, it does seem that them mentioning the physical form means that reviving should be fine, as long as it happens within the book before the chapter ends.
I think that was the case previously, too. Okay.
I mean, I think
I
there
will
was...
keep you aware if any further adjustments are to be made, but could consider contemplating further plans of being able to handle Quill should a confrontation become mandatory. We will have ample opportunity to intervene when they begin initiation of the finale. But we must have a better way of communicating. If this were to occur while you were in a book, there is nothing that could be done.
But, I mean, the books aren't demi-planes. Like, I'm actually not sure what they count as, but I was wondering if maybe something like Ascending Stone might be sufficient.
We will need more than Ascending Stone. These are not demi-planes in the same way that they are here in the library.
I did try researching, like, whatever these books are, but I never came to any head on that, so I still genuinely don't understand how they work. Like, does she know anything about that? In terms of, like, helping us find a way to communicate, then?
I am at a loss. It is your task, ultimately.
There's a lot of maybes, but I did think of one idea. Did Miriam ever awaken her dragon sight?
Eons ago, it feels. If you ask that specifically.
I did, because I was thinking perhaps I could try to awaken my dragon sight, and maybe we could, if we were lucky, perhaps find some means to communicate on another Toril, perhaps, and then dragon sight their communication back to ourselves here. But again, this is a kind of a far-fetched idea, but that's the only thing that's come to mind so far.
Investigate the possibility. The timing will become dire should the event transpire while you are all within a book.
Okay.
Question for the DM.
And I cannot extract you personally.
Does the Sending Stone that I got with Divine Intervention back home, does that work in the books or not?
Like, what do you mean by that? Like, it does communicate with the outside world?
Yeah.
I'm not sure you ever tried. You'd used your regular divine intervention with your dragon dad, and that worked because he made the boat inside the book small.
Then that is something I will try when next get into the book. To be fair, I feel like it's something they would have tried immediately, but sometimes we forget it.
And you need to find some way of contacting like the inheritors of the first world. I wonder if my grandpa knew any of them.
That is all. If there are no further questions, we shall continue our light allegiance.
Oh wait, before you go, wait, god damn it. Do you know if there are any have you ever heard of any good aligned dragon masks?
Oh, let me check something.
I mean, that's something I might be able to answer. I do have dragon history expertise.
First, your what you would know already. The dragon masks were created through essentially an evil ritual intended to bring about Tiamat to the mortal plane and basically scour all of reality. It was it was a whole thing. Some adventurers probably handled it at some point, but it did involve a ritual. But the secrets for doing so were held by cultists who are now dead at this point, as it was created for that express purpose. Which is where Miram adds in onto that. This would have been at. Let me see where this is. This would have been. I'm just double checking where the source of this was. I'm just reading a little bit of quick lore.
Just make it up, lol.
Okay. Well. The dragon masks were created during an evil ritual, one used for summoning the goddess, Tiamat. If that were to be replicated, it may be possible, but I know not about what that would entail. Your best formula would be somehow delving into the minds of dead people and uncovering their secrets. You have all been capable of more than something like that. I'm sure should you find their corpses in some way and speak with them, then you may be able to learn their secrets if they were to divulge it. But know that if it was created by an evil ritual basing it on it, is likely to be unsuitable to your palates.
I'll thank them for the information.
With not even a goodbye, they're off.
It's extended resto clock.
Yeah.
Candlekeep continues to be quite crowded.
So many people in Versailles.
There were like temples to like all of the gods, like including Bahamut, right?
Correct.
In Candlekeep. Maybe I should head
Yes.
to Bahamut's temple and ask if they know any way means of contacting the inheritors of the first world. Because the inheritors do like freely give out the means of developing Dragon Sight. Like,
What's Dragon Sight?
it's okay, so it's like an awareness of your echoes on other worlds, like parallel universes, basically. And if you have a developed enough dragon sight, you can essentially have conversations with the other versions of yourself.
Ah, cool.
So that's what I was just
So
thinking. It's
how-
theoretically possible to like make a relay between like if Jojira were to awaken his dragon sight, Jojira could relay to an alternate Jojira who talks with an alternate Miram, and that Miram would relay to our Miram. Like so, theoretically, we could contact one another in a book that way if our dragon sight works.
Interesting.
I might not need the inheritors of the first world, though. I could try to just spend the week focusing on my aspect, because dragon sight should be very much an integral part of an aspect of dragon, I would think. So that might be just a good backup option, I guess. And maybe I should just head to the Temple of Bahamut and ask whoever is there if they do have a means of getting in touch with the inheritors of the first world.
So unless there's something more specific, this is basically the part where you will start doing extended rest activities and seeing if there's specific tasks that you're interested in. So this would be part of it's not what you would do the entire week. It would just be easier to handle it all, you know, sequentially.
I mean, I was thinking this was something I could do before the actual week because depending on the answer, like that might change what I do during the week.
You got a week. I'm sure you can do it. Sure you can do that. Great.
At the very least, when you kind of quickly just scout into the temple here, the temple here is a little bit small. This is all of these temples are kind of like
There's
like
not going to
small
be
size.
any high priests here.
Yeah, so you notice that most of these are low-level priests, and when you mention dragons, like, they get really excited about it, and also they're really excited just to see that you're here as a dragon visiting their temple, and they're very reverent and very respectful the entire time as they try and fumble to speak some draconic and polite, try to be polite about it. They all have kind of funny accents because they haven't
Yeah.
practiced enough.
I figured I will try to correct some of their grammatical errors in Draconic, of course.
But they're kind and polite at the very least.
I'm assuming that none of them, if they're that excited by me, they probably don't actually know any actual dragons that would be part of the inheritors of the first world then. So I
One
guess
one of them says, "Oh, I do a dragon night back over in Calamar."
Jojira is unimpressed. Yeah, like I'm not going to be like mean though. Like I will try to be polite, and then since I've got the information I needed, I will be trying to bow out and get back to my lair for the week rest.
Could I like open my sending stone and call home and ask a few questions? Try to
yeah.
intercept Jojo before they go to their lair.
I'm being intercepted.
Yeah, I mean, you want to speak to a dragon, right?
Oh, you're saying I can use your cell phone to ask your dragon dad?
Yeah, pretty much.
And he's like, "I'm royalty, technically." Or not so technically, I suppose.
Yeah, I think. I guess technically it would be divinity, not royalty, by the strictest definition. Under probation, though.
Nerd.
Divinity under probation. There we go.
You got the phone ready to go, Ari. If they will try to answer it.
Yeah, well, I guess before that, just two very quick questions. One, she'd ask, one, if they knew about any, to see if their dragon god dad had any extra information about, like making a good version of a dragon mask that perhaps Miriam might not have known, as well as asking if they have any ways of contacting them while they're in
What
the
do you mean
books.
by good version?
Not evil. Good as in like not
Oh,
neutral or evil.
are there good and evil dragon masks?
There are
I mean,
no-
all of
That's
the
what we're
dragon
after.
masks are chromatic, so
Yeah.
they're based on.
Oh,
evil
they're
dragons.
aligned with whatever dragon color.
Yeah, there's black, white, red, blue, and green.
and
Okay.
they're
I
all
assume
chromatic.
Ares
Which are
trying
all
to get a gold
chromatic.
one.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's the white one?
Still evil. All the chromatic ones are evil. Because
Ah.
they're from Tiamat.
Okay,
Just Tiamat things.
I see.
Chromatic evil, metallic good, gem neutral.
I've always thought that dragons, like, personalities being based on their type is bullshit and stupid.
It's because it's based on their god.
I mean, part of it is that they're were created by their divine
They're the
ancestors.
line-
Okay, so
essentially.
we're just chill with dragon racism. Okay, cool.
I mean, dragons have always been color coded for your convenience.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that humans have always been racist. Well, what's your point? Just because we've always been racist against dragons doesn't mean we should continue. Maybe they're just
Diesel.
misunderstood.
I mean, you
Diesel
can.
has a dream.
I mean, there are
A dream.
there have been dragons that defy the stereotypes, I guess you could call it.
Yeah, I mean, for example, a Dracolich is quite literally a dragon who's essentially turning their back on their god because they're greedy for power and they don't want to die. So they essentially sever their connection to their ancestor and become a dragon and a lich.
There's also
It's probably
one
good.
example in Toa. Do you remember Cinderlore's mate? He was a copper dragon.
True.
In the
It's probably more accurate to say that their color is an inclination toward a certain direction, and whether or not they choose to fight against that is kind of up to the dragon.
It is a alignment tendency
Yes, as
rather
one
than
might
an
say.
alignment rule.
Mhm.
Well, except for white dragons, they're kind of screwed. Poor lads, they're
Because
just
they're
like really
stupid.
animalistic.
Yeah, they're stupid.
Yeah, they're animalistic dragons. They're probably the closest thing to like bestial dragons. They
I mean, they
can't
can
speak or anything.
they can get reasonable int scores as they age. Like I think even ancient dragons have like a whole 12.
A whole 12. Let's go.
I like how we thought the same thing. This is why we're in synergy.
I mean, that's smarter than some of the party.
Oh,
That's...
I'm awake.
Yeah.
What?
Jokira called you stupid. No, I'm kidding.
I'll have you know, I have
Let's
12
see
int
about that.
actually.
12 in gang.
actually,
riser.
Jadira
I
has
had
12
12 inch horns.
Why are you talking shit?
White dragon.
I feel like that's like the niche low belt insult that you use in a D&D fantasy setting that like no one would understand. Like calling someone as smart as an ancient white dragon. They're like, oh my god, that must be such a compliment.
So you asked your question over to Ray about it. And this is directly to your dragon dad, right?
And they're specific. They're going to be like in their sort of innocent, not quite understanding or necessarily caring about dragon history and tradition. Just going, do we have any dragon masks? And if not, are there any good and if not, why not? Can I get a dragon mask?
Dragon masks. I need to tell you about the history of the dragon mask for you to understand their blah 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 dribble dribble blah blah yada yada dragon yada 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 dragon. Well, mask, cultist, ritual, da 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 da. Thus, to go after and create one of your own would be very difficult. Your best opportunity would be were you able to secure one down there yourself on the material realm.
I don't have one, but I know someone who does.
You may be able to use that as a starting point. Creating one is likely outside of what I would ever allow you to do, but you may be able to modify an existing one to change its nature.
Huh. Oh, okay. Second question. Does this work in the books? Ray's looking at herself.
What?
Oh wait, I should clarify. Has Ray been able to tell the stories about what's been happening to the home, to the mothership?
Ray can mention the story, but it sounds like a story, and that's it. They're as they describe it, it just sounds like they're mentioning a story they got particularly engrossed in.
Got
I mean, didn't she very specifically alter something inside the book though? What would he have seen from that perspective?
You use divine intervention, right, Ray?
Uh,
Yeah, on a ship or something.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, on the ship to make it miniature.
Sorry, give me a moment. I'm just checking something that might be relevant. One second, just double checking. Quizzically, Dragon Dad says, "You haven't asked me for anything. Are you talking about your last birthday?"
No, you didn't get me what I wanted anyway.
Dot. You didn't even know you could audibly hear dots over the phone. We just hear, I will be quizzing you about the dragon mask later.
Okay, fine. Look, there was two two other things. One, why don't I have dragon breath?
Because you were adopted.
Oh.
Damn.
Well, you're still maturing in your dragon age,
Yes.
and we'll learn it eventually. Oh, look at the time. I have to go.
What? One last thing before you go. Hold on. There's
Ugh.
I think one of my party members wants to could do with speaking to you. Will you speak to
I
them?
don't have time to talk to measly mortals.
I'm sure. Look,
He's the dragon.
they're a dragon
Ray,
or something.
Ray, you know what the secret? You know the secret word to get them to relent is, though.
Oh, is it please?
Yeah.
You know what?
Relationship.
In Draconic, Ray will go, please.
Okay.
Thanks. Ray will saunter over to Jojera, toss him the stone, and just go, "It's for you."
There is a decent chance I would drop it.
I don't care.
Go ahead.
Roll
see
a
if you-
deck
check
save.
Yeah. Check your what would that be? What would that be? Sleight of hand? I want to say.
I would just say flat decks.
Yeah, just a flat deck save.
Save or check?
No, ability
Check.
check.
Flat deck.
Yeah, flat
check.
decks check.
I mean, sleight of hand is basically a
Wha-
dex check for them anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Your hands are the stone is a little bit too small for your big hands, and it just kind of like fumbles between your fingers and clatters on the ground for a second.
Hey,
I'm
that's
going-
expensive. I think I didn't buy it.
I'm going to gingerly pick it up with my claw tips. And I'm going to attempt to speak into it to Dragon Dead. I will, of course, be using my most formal Draconic, as basically I inform him of my name, who my grandfather is, and I'm also going to get straight to the points after that. I need to awaken my dragon sight. Like, I'm asking if he knows a way to help with that, or perhaps he can just simply direct me to a member towards the inheritors of the first world, perhaps.
Make a persuasion check at advantage.
Does a 3d4 help here?
His name has been like just listening in on this conversation the whole time. Just
That
chilling by.
depends. How open have you guys been about this entire discussion?
I mean, Ray is kind of noisy and just intercepted
Well,
me.
I figured it was kind of just Jojir was going to their lair to do lair things. We all just let them do their thing, and
Well, he said he wanted to do it before the start of the show, so I assume that we're still together-ish.
Yeah,
Oh.
I imagine it was kind of like you all kind of gather on the quarter bear, and you're like, all right, well, you know, you all handle your businesses. Then Jojira headed over to there. Ray started a phone call here as Jojira left the inn. They headed out, and Nameless was probably just chilling in a shadow somewhere and saw the commotion.
I'll slap him with a 2d4. And probably walk away after that. Be like, good luck. You'll need it.
Add a 2d4. Clippy,
Okay,
2d4.
I missed about half a minute or whatever was just being said because my headset turned off for some reason.
Yeah, good. We were
2d4!
just clarifying how. Yeah, Nameless is there. That's what the culmination of that discussion was. Nameless is there and slapped you with a 2d4.
36.
Okay, give me a second. I'm just checking. Listening in to what they're saying as they've been like as they respond, you can tell that they seem quite impressed, as they say. Reverence has impressed me. It's quite straightforward about that. I will send some emissaries your way to Candlekeep, correct?
Yes. My lair is nearby there. You could perhaps send them there rather than to Candlekeep proper.
Very well.
You never told us if you had a lair.
I'm gonna give Ray the side eye at that.
That's what you told us he had a lair. I just kind of assumed we knew.
Oh yeah, I thought we knew.
I mean, you could have assumed that because I haven't been staying in Candlekeep. Like every time, like we do like the rest, like I'm leaving Candlekeep.
To be fair, so do
Like
I,
if he
but-
hasn't been like purposely like hiding the fact that he's like leaving Candlekeep, then I think it's a fair assumption that we all have that he probably has a lair somewhere. We might not know where it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I've definitely like not told anyone about it in specific terms or where it might be, but I am.
Yeah, I
big
think we just
on
kind of
internal
assume that he
one.
has one somewhere.
It's Batman. Yeah.
They're like somewhere, and nobody's decided to spy on them or anything.
Yeah. We probably know the general direction it's in.
Sorry, give me a moment. Just double check it. So I'm just setting this up. Yeah, so they mentioned here that they won't like they're not like literally just heading there at this exact moment. It's going to take them a little bit, but you know that the emissaries are on the way now.
Alright. Makes sense. I will thank him for his efforts and time, and I will now return this back to Ray.
They sounded so like reverent, powerful, and imperial when we're talking to you, Jujiro, when they returned back over to Ray. Your friend is so nice. You have nice friends.
And Ray will say this part so loudly that so everyone can hear. Friends who don't tell their parents about the good deeds they've been doing. Thank you. Well, that's everything. Stay safe. Bye then. End call.
She says end call.
She just
That's
said-
really how
she
you
just
do it.
He
said
literally
end
just says end call.
I mean, that's how this
I need to do that.
turns it off.
Okay, so in order as the extended rest gets underway, before anything else, since it got mentioned last time, and I just don't want to forget, because like sometimes track who has what. Was that it was mentioned previously that people were still deciding who would have the tombstones, if anybody, or if they were just going into the stash.
I'm sorry, the what stones?
The tombstones. I placed it up on the screen.
The one where
I think.
if,
Did it show it?
if they fail the save,
Oh.
they just die, basically. If they're 300 hit points or less.
I don't know, man. It's so good on Jojira.
I absolutely do not want it. I know it would be amazing on. I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it's
Oh yeah, I
like
forgot we needed to roll for this.
Arion has no qualms about evil.
Yeah.
do they look evil? Is it like radiating evil energy?
Is there
They're-
non-physical saving throw something that's not strength, dex, or con?
It's more like the source. So, for example, if you push a rock at someone or like a boulder and it makes them do a strength saving throw, that counts as a physical saving throw.
So
like,
just
yeah, but like
making-
casting a maelstrom, which is like a strength save, would not be physical. It's magical.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. I just wanted to differentiate it from like tripping someone and they just die.
I don't know. I think that'd be pretty funny.
That would
It
be
would be
really,
Imagine
that'd be
just
really
tripping
funny.
and dying.
Imagine tripping them with this item. Like you just throw it at their feet and they trip over it and die.
You're using it as a bola?
Yeah, exactly. Or something like that.
Although something like a Diesel's like big AoE hit on the ground, that's a supernatural effect.
I mean,
Oh.
I could use it, but Jojira, you should highly reconsider.
The way that's phrased.
I mean, it would be super gross on me.
Yeah,
I just still don't want it though.
heck,
If it's not defense, I'm not interested.
heck.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I think it's just between Nameless and Ethereum then.
Seems like it.
They can figure that out as we go. And speaking of,
There's only
Nameless.
one way to figure it out.
What are you
yeah.
using it for, Nick?
shoot.
Oh,
Whatever he wants.
I was gonna say, I was like, what are you
Yeah.
using it for? If you're using it, you can just have it, because I don't want it that badly.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Roll anyway.
I'm gonna roll for fun anyway. Let's
Not
see.
that it
Let's see. Watch
matters,
me
but-
get like 100 or something. Okay, that's
It was still really high.
That's still really
It
high.
was still
You
really
can
high.
you can just have it if you want it.
Okay.
'Cause I already took one of them.
Fair enough.
All right, Ethereon, the tombstones are a night. I mean, it fits your aesthetic anyway.
Yeah.
All right, you add the tombstones on. All right, I'm
Ready.
gonna go down the list of people from top to bottom on the player list. So, Nameless, you start off this extended rest. It's you and Sin and Echo.
Yeah. First thing I'll do is I'll go check on Echo and see how she's doing with her new awkward form of a centaur.
All right, you enter and you as you arrive back into the there's two things you see happen as you enter. First, the Echo is I believe they would be fairly excited to see you, right? So they're gonna I don't know their personality. Are they a huggy person? Is Echo a huggy person?
Yeah, she definitely give me a hug, a very awkward hug considering
Okay.
her strange form. Yeah.
Yeah, about that, as you enter, you see that Echo is significantly smaller at this point. They're actually much closer to like a tiny centaur, and they have white floof covering all over them.
Oh. Wait a minute. You're so much
I'm-
smaller. Nameless will reach out and like pat them on the head.
It's not quite as floofable as they were originally, but it's a start.
Does
Oh,
this
so
mean
you're
the
dark.
professor is trying to directly transform your like body instead of maybe like swapping it into another?
Yes, or at least that's it was part of an incidental set of experiments. I was, I was still managing more with the soul process, and I noticed that by moving it around like a liquid inside the body in specific ways, I could adjust certain properties about it, like one size and a few other aesthetics. It's purely cosmetic as far as I can find. I can't seem to alter the what do you call it? Like the true form or something. But I've been able to experiment with adjusting certain parameters, like, well, they just kind of gingerly motion over at Echo.
Well, I suppose it's a step in the right direction.
Yes.
How does
if
Echo
you would,
feel?
As they kind of bring out an explanation while they're busy explaining. They're like, they pull out a piece of paper, and you know how like you could resize things on an image editor, and they're showing like
Yeah.
aspect ratio and stuff, and yada
Yeah.
yada yada. Echo feels fine. It's odd because they're no matter how much they try, this is not their original body, and so they
Yeah.
kind of it's always a little bit off.
Well, this is still good. Have you made any progress towards separating Sin and me and Sin?
I'm still working a little bit on it, but you recall that little orb I gave you previously?
Yes.
Yes. I managed to procure 2 more of them. I've been finding more ways of being able to accelerate the process. I still need more experimentation. This is the latest result. I seem to be able to do it more consistently.
Ooh. How long did these two take?
Well, you have been gone for quite a while, you know.
Oh, how long have we been gone for?
About a month.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I don't think we were in the book that long. Like the events in the
You were
book
not. You were not in the book that long.
Sus.
as in like the time dilation ratio was changing.
I don't think it's ever been consistent.
It's always been
It's
roughly
been-
like 4 times the duration.
Yeah, it's been roughly 4 times consistently. I mean, a little bit wiggle room here or there, but generally 4 times, excluding travel time, which seems the book just kind of hand waves the time away.
Oh, we were in there for a week?
You were not in there for a week.
Ah. Then how are we gone for a month if it's 4 times?
I think we were only in there for about 2 days.
As Jujiro looks, eventually, I'm sure Jujiro finds out what the time is, and it's been a while, especially with the season change. With Arcana expertise, you think this is related to the fatigue that happened?
Like the paper one? or like normal fatigue.
We were all
What do you-
maxed out on fatigue somehow after we left the book. It was unusual.
Oh, okay. Okay.
As they mentioned, each of the first one took me about, let's say, 2.5 weeks. The second one about a week. I've been refining the process to see if I can adjust that further. And another thing I've been wondering is what would happen if somebody who is not in your situation were to try and use one of these, but I have not found any volunteers. And might be a little scary because there's the chance that it rends the soul of their body. And I have not been able. I put out vouchers, little coupons for the college students for some food, and I haven't been able to get any volunteers.
Okay, just an aside. Remind me of Miriam's situation. Their soul is trapped in the library.
It's
Like they don't have a
basically it's like parted from her body and it's trapped in there essentially. So she's basically, even though she's technically not dead, she is like effectively like a ghost dragon right now.
her soul is still there.
Yeah. Like, and so is her body intact, but like in some kind of stasis, from what we can tell. She is
Also,
understandably leery about talking about her body.
They don't know. They know where their body is, but they have not revealed where it is in the library. And given the size of the library, it'd be basically impossible to find by just searching.
Yeah, I feel like this magic is possibly helpful for Miriam's situation. I'm gonna like hypothetically tell the professor about something like that we might have encountered and see what he thinks.
Very interesting. What are you seeking to try in this hypothetical scenario that you are mentioning?
Well, let's say this person would want to be back in their body, but their soul isn't, quite linked up. You think this item could possibly be altered slightly to fix that?
Interesting. We're tampering with some divine forces at this point, some revival magic, because you understand that what happens is that when a person dies, and they pull out like a diagram for this, the instant their life force disappears, their soul heads upward into the heavens of the celestial realm. And it is through revival magic that if it is associated with its body, that it returns to the original container. But it sounds like in your hypothetical scenario, this process has been jeopardized. And recently we came across some research that came from if you know a place called Barovia. I don't know if that sounds familiar.
Never heard of it.
It's a whole thing, but there was some experimentation from some knowledge from in there that when this process is interrupted and a soul cannot find its like a location to go to, then it just progressively gets more and more unstable, which sounds like might be the case. But the important part is that if it is there and capturable, we can put it back into the original container. But the standard revival magic might not necessarily do the trick if it has been so long. So I think that it would be a 2-step process. The first is that we need to repair the lingering sword right there, and then we can apply some revival magic to it. So perhaps I can work on trying to see if I could repair something that has been fractured in such a way, but I don't know how I find like an experimental way of doing that, I would need a soul trapped inside of a cage in some way, of which to
What is
subject to
that one
time
spell? That one spell that traps the soul in the cage? Isn't
I
there
think
one?
it's imprisonment
Is it
or soul cage. It's one of the two.
soul
I
cage?
think it's
Yeah.
Soul Cage.
It is soul cage, yeah.
That tracks, yeah.
Hmm. Nameless Sassler Professor. So is my soul and Sin's kind of broken, or are we technically one piece, but we're just smushed together?
It's kind of like it's kind of like a two halves stuck together like glue kind of situation. And
Oh.
only one of them can express itself at the time. That's the best way to consider it. It's like two liquids that don't mix, and so think of it like looking at the top of a cup, right? So you can only ever see one color at a time if there's oil at the bottom, but the oil is down there, and by turning the cup upside down, you can see the other side of it. So it's kind of like that. It's not broken per se, though, in the same way that this is like preventing a soul from reaching a state of equilibrium.
Oh, I see.
If
Alright.
we could find souls, if you brought up Soul Cage, right? Because Nameless mentioned
Yeah.
it, we would need souls inside of such a cage. So one, we would need somebody to cast it, and two, probably not on people. Perhaps if you know any demons, you might be able to trap some of those. I mean, nobody cares about experimenting on demons. They're evil incarnate.
The demons.
Alright,
don't
who
care,
knows
so,
Soul Cage? Yeah, Nameless will bring that up. Sin and I don't know Soul Cage. Is there maybe like a different way we could do it?
Soul cage is only on the wizard and warlock spell list, and it only works on humanoids apparently.
Yeah. So it wouldn't work on demon. Wait, are demons humanoids? Or are they like?
They're fiends.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it doesn't work.
Wait, hold on. You say the problem is that they are fiends, they're not not humanoids. But hold on. They look over at Echo.
Hmm?
You used to be humanoid, but now you are not humanoid anymore. So what if? They kind of get lost in their thought. They start just like drawing and writing things maniacally. Okay. So this is just a hypothesis. I do not know if this will work, but the science is the name of the experiment here. Name of the game. If we were to capture a fiend and move its vessel into that of a humanoid, even just perhaps even one that does not already exist in much the same way that we changed Echo's form, then we could trap it within the cage, and I could experiment with it that way.
Interesting.
Now, I think I could change my advertisements. I've gotten more funding from my research, so I might be able to handle the part about needing a soul cage, but we need fiends. We need demons of some kind, so that way I can experiment with them, and ideally in a trapped form. I am not a fighter, and if they were to break out, then well, it would be like one of those terrible movies.
Oh yes, one of those horror movies that I hear so much about. Well, I think I would still need an item of some sort in order to properly trap a demon, right? We can't just tie it up with some rope and call it a day.
Yes.
There
Maybe
are
I'll
magic
look into
items
that.
for that, right? Aren't they called like iron capsules or something?
I don't know. There's dimensional shackles, which I don't think are too reliable. What are iron capsules?
Uh,
You mean iron flask?
that might be it.
Doesn't Magic Circle also?
Magic circle? You can't move it though.
But can you just trap a demon inside? I thought.
Yeah, the iron flask though basically is like a Pokeball that you can use on fiends.
Ooh.
Magic Circle does sort of work. It is duration of 1 hour.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a little more temporary than the presser is hoping, I think.
I mean, surely you could cast it again before the hour's up, and just reset its timer.
Yeah. Well, ask the professor about Iron Flask. Does he know where we can get one? I think I said they sound really expensive. It's a legendary item.
Oh yeah. There they go. I do not have anything of that. My funding. I mentioned that it had improved, but not that much.
Why is an
Hmm.
item called Iron Flask legendary?
Right? It should be like
That's a common item. Like, I could go and just get an Iron Flask, man. Man, I should have had Keon do this. What the hell? I could have sold
I
this.
don't think it's just a ordinary iron flask. It's
I mean, obviously, but why is it called Iron? Why not called like Iron Flask of fuck you demons? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
It is a little plain.
It
It
doesn't
is,
only
yeah, it's
trap
pretty plain.
demons. Like, for example, the
This
Iron
is my
Flask is an item in
sword
Baldur's
sword.
Gate 3, and there's a beholder inside it.
Poor beholder. It probably deserved it though.
Definitely deserves it.
Nameless will proceed to talk to Quill to see if they can procure an Iron Flask somehow.
I mean, even
Um,
if we do get an Iron Flask, I'm not sure it helps. 'Cause I don't think you can interact with what's inside of it.
Wait,
Yes.
so what we're going to do is we would release the demon into a magic circle
I mean, there's
from the Iron Flask.
I mean, there's still holes in there because like you would have to figure out what to do with it once the circle ends.
Yeah. Put it back in the Iron Flask.
They have advantage.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, like if they've been in the flask before, they have advantage to avoid getting stuck in it again.
Rip noodles. Well,
I mean-
we'll just have to cast that one spell that does the minus 1d4. Be a reverse nameless. It'll be fine, right? Surely.
Pain.
There's also
Yeah,
just a reliable page.
I'll also ask Quill if he has any ideas. He might actually know some stuff. And then I guess I'll spend the rest of the week helping out the professor and then seeing if I can talk to Sin.
Fine. 1 second. I'm just double checking one thing. Double checking. Okay. You head over to where Erin Quill is, and they're actually standing right there, just at the Emerald door.
Oh. I ask him what he's doing. How is his day going?
Hello. It's a
Hello.
bright, beautiful day. The spring is moving in, soon. After that, unusually snowy winter. I'm currently taking place over where the doorkeeper was. They're on an extended leave right now, and so we've taken over their duties in the meantime while I have some extra time available to me.
You mean extended leave, as in they're actually not in Candlekeep, or they're somewhere inside the library?
They have gone into the library and have not yet returned.
I see.
That's okay. Orin is known for these kinds of excursions every now and then. In the meantime, I don't mind being the person who manages this. As it is my library, I feel a personal obligation to occasionally tend to some of the duties. Are you heading in as well?
No, I was actually here to get your opinion on something.
Hmm.
What would be the best way to capture a demon and yet still be able to interact with it? I've considered an iron flask, but I don't think it's reliable.
Could you not simply get a cage?
We could, but say you'd have to move the demon around.
A cage on wheels?
In between planes.
Hmm. Between planes? Oh, I think you might be overcomplicating this. If you're seeking demons, there's always plenty here on the material plane, heading for people one way or another and interfering in the lives of the poor common folk. If you need a connection, I can try finding any place where they've been attacking recently, and you may simply be able to find some that way.
Is it nearby? Do you think? Any reports nearby?
Let me ask, and by tomorrow I can get you some information about any places that have been under demonic attacks recently. They're always
Alright.
interfering in one way or another.
Thank you.
My pleasure. By the next day during the rest, Quill does send a letter your way that just kind of floats the wind nameless. As they note several places that seem like they have been under attack by demons scaling up from smaller level things to higher level ones. Which range most of these seem like they're sort of like villages in between major towns, like between Waterdeep, like on the outskirts of them, where people generally don't have living quite populated amounts, like little villages.
Alright. Nameless will make note of a place that has like smaller attacks so that the demons might not necessarily be such a big trouble to deal with. How far away would that be?
You estimate that by teleporting and then by using like standard transportation, it's probably going to be like 1.5 days away.
Okay, that's not too bad. I'll tell the professor about it and then let him know that maybe I can look into it when I have some time.
I see. Very well. Then the earlier the better when you get the opportunity. I mean, we say that so casually, just, oh, go kill some demons. But you are proving yourself as quite strong. I'm sure that it would pose no threat to you if you were to try and subdue one.
I think it'll be fine. I will probably need Sin's help for this, though.
Mm. Well, let's see. If you flip-flop each particular day, then that seems like it would be the one of these opportune times.
I'll have to figure out a good way to capture the demon.
I mean, low-level demons don't really have much in the way of teleportation or anything, so it might just be a general means of like binding and physically hauling it.
Is it literally like any cage can hold it? They don't have any weird way of getting out?
I mean, it depends on the demon, obviously. Every demon is quite different.
I think as long as I have some extra space, it should be okay. Perhaps I could commission along with the funding to expand the size of this laboratory. It's been getting a little bit small anyway. And if I were to dedicate a room just for holding it, like, what do you call it? What's the word? Prison! Yes, that's the word I was thinking of. Yeah, it's like a prison cell.
Oh, alright. Is this still the first day? Because I guess I could go take a look, but we don't have any of the stuff we need. Unless,
Yeah.
someone just has a random cage sitting around somewhere. XD.
You think you could probably procure one over in one of the major cities, especially for holding animals?
Yeah.
I mean, what's his face had things for lab rats and the like, but those might be a little small.
Aren't those like what are those little tiny demons that start with an L? Called
Lemur?
what are they? Yeah, they're like really tiny. Don't those work? Does that work?
You probably wouldn't have lemurs on the prime material plane, I don't think.
Okay, what do I know nothing about demons. What would I be most likely to encounter?
It depends on what's assaulting the village.
Okay.
I think imp is also like one of the lesser demons, but no, that's a devil, not a demon.
Yeah,
Never
I
mind.
guess those ones we can literally just tie up. Right? If they don't have any. Let's see what kind of demons there are. Demons.
Nope, you probably
There's like
wouldn't want this one.
quasits, imps.
There's a. Why is the picture of a larva on the 5e tools page a worm with a guy's head?
A quasit
It
is not a
happens.
good choice because they're shape changers and they can turn into like centipedes and just crawl out of the bars.
Alright. There's something called a mane. It's a small fiend. Oh, there's an abyssal chicken.
Help! We're under assault by abyssal chickens.
Abyssal chickens are good. Nameless will make note of the places that are being attacked by smaller fiends, and maybe just consider like tying one up and lugging it back instead of getting a cage if they don't have any teleportation abilities.
I presume you just head off into the city and purchase some a big enough cage then, as you
Oh, I meant like if demons like the lower level ones don't have any teleportation abilities or like any ways to get out, I could probably just literally just tie them up and lug them back theoretically.
Then, during your extended rest, you head out to over to one of the villages, right, and proceed to see what kind of demons are assaulting this poor little village that has nobody to show up. After the initial spook, because they're like, a shadow creature, another demon. You learn that there have been some demons that have set up an encampment just in the forest and are constantly sending out assaults on the poor village. And the there's actually two kinds that they are being assaulted by. The first is by some of them have been impacted by the smooth criminal here. Some shadow demons appear to have been appearing and assaulting the village. On the other side, away from the others, there appears to be an echo of Demogorgon that's nearby also that keeps on like dragging people and trying to eat them. They have one lowly adventurer who keeps on trying to hold them off, but has taken significant wounds recently and thus is out of commission.
Both of those don't seem like great options because one of them can phase through objects, and then the other one has ranged scream attacks. So like one of them could just slip through any kind of bondage or cage, and then the other can just kill you just by screaming at you from inside of it. Is my internet dead?
No, I think they're thinking.
Okay.
No, I was muted actually.
Oh, rip.
guess
Yeah, I
so.
said yeah. Those don't seem like really good options.
I mean, you might as well kill them while you're there.
Yeah, I can just kill them while I'm there if I'm Sin, and then keep looking.
I don't think I even have to like do any attack rolls or anything. You just literally walk in to where they are and literally just beat their faces in by we're just stabbing them with your spear over and over again. They can't eat you. No matter how hard they try, there's no way that they'll ever break past your incredibly, absurdly high AC.
Oh yeah, there's
Uh,
that too. I guess Nameless can also fight them. So
And like you've got extra attack too, even right?
yeah, I have extra attack.
Yeah, it doesn't
Oh,
hurt
that's
very
true.
much, but it doesn't need to hurt very much. You just literally grab one of the shadow demons and just bash their face in until they die. And no matter how far they try to run, you successfully manage to catch up, stop them, and then bludgeon them to death repeatedly.
Hmm.
Jesus. She's a roadie.
Get wrecked.
Nameless, you're a hero. You saved the village. They have given you a substantial reward of 50 gold pieces, which is
Oh yeah,
a
nice.
yeah, it's a lot of what they have available. But they're very thankful to you.
I'll probably just give it back to them and be like, no, it's okay. I was just passing through.
All right, go ahead and roll a investigation check to see as you continue scouring for some different demons since these didn't quite hit the mark.
All right. Is this anything that I can add bonuses to?
Just any standard ones that you normally have.
Okay. I don't even know what standard ones I normally have. Oh, it's a nat 20, so surely it's not necessary, right?
Oh.
35.
Okay, 1 second. Oh, interesting. You go for searching for some other demon perhaps nearby as you spend most of the rest of the week traveling place to place and trying to find something that works, building a little reputation for yourself in the meantime. And that's when you find the jackpot. As you're searching about, right? Like and following lead after lead and saving village after village, one after the other. Eventually you find that there are which one is that? These guys. And not just one of them, there's like a whole bunch.
Are they tiny?
I do not.
They are not
recognize
tiny.
that.
They are medium, but
Okay.
they've been assaulting the village by climbing up onto trees and harassing the village folk who leave the village.
Okay. What? Wait, what are they?
These are bullazals.
What's a bullazao?
Nice. It's always funny when it speaks in the language of the person.
Oh wait, sorry. Hang on. Give me like 2 seconds.
There we go. I finally typed it successfully without translating it to a Bitzel.
Heh.
I'm a hero.
right. How many of them are there?
There was like 10.
How many? It's been a day, right? Let me see who
It's
I
been-
am today.
It's been more than a day. This is like I was just skipping past a lot of the searching
Oh.
process, finding incompatible demons, and then beating them up. Also,
We get Sin today.
right. So Sin is the one who
Sin.
was tracking all these demons down.
I guess Sin can actually just stealth and then murder all of them except one.
I mean, you could get multiple theoretically, just in case you wanted to give what's his face multiple tries, basically
I
multiple test subjects.
I could.
So is Sin strong enough to carry
Presumably,
multiple corpses?
Sin is not strong enough, but he would have to keep them tied up until Nameless comes back. That would be the issue. Hey, I can ask Jojira to be like, hey, can you teleport over here and help? Thanks.
I can only teleport the plants I've seen.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's okay.
Yeah, it's,
Is it okay if Sin just like ties them up and then when Nameless comes back, lug him back? Is that
Sure. Let's see. Roll that 50%. Let's see.
Okay. How many days do I have left?
It's like
Oh, okay. Well, Nameless comes back the next day.
like a cat that brings dead birds to its owner. Nameless, you return from your excursion out into the world when lugging a carriage full of unconscious, bound demons. The professor was wise enough to set up a meeting point outside the locale for that you all to transport them in inconspicuous bags one at a time, as to not freak everyone out. It's okay. This is not the first body that I've moved, so I think
Huh.
that's I don't have to keep it discreet.
Well, I could ask for an explanation, but I won't.
Oh, it's not that interesting anyway, and they don't elaborate. Let me put all these unconscious demons over to here. But you see that when you return to the lab, it has expanded significantly, and it looks like they've set up some makeshift holding cells with them. Echo, with their new form, has been able to be a valuable assistant, providing me a lot of the manpower I've needed to set up all of these in one spot. So we now have holding cells for them.
Perfect. We now have a prison.
You know how like you know how like if people ask like, oh, how did these dark happenings happen at Hogwarts this whole time under everyone's noses? Well, that concludes your extended rest, Nameless, with your first prison created. You get an achievement for that.
Jeez.
Diesel, how's your week going? Presumably less prisony.
Yeah. I mean, unless there's wizards I can imprison, that'd be cool. But no. Diesel has for a while now been annoyed at teleportation, and that needs to stop. They should not be allowed to do that. Like that, the Maleficent just being able to teleport out of a grapple, that was just dumb. So that needs to stop. He needs to figure out how to stop that. Doesn't matter how. He needs to figure out how to stop it. He feels like it's pretty reasonable that they shouldn't be able to do that, but he doesn't know why they're able to. So that's kind of what he's planning on doing, figuring out how to not let them do that anymore. And I don't know if that's yeah, I don't know if that's like a if that's like a technique, or if that's like something that he could go in the library and find out about, or if that's just like I don't know, because there are things that prevent teleportation. But
having done a lot of research at this point, he's so sure about one thing. You know how like when you get a PhD in something, you're kind of like at the forefront of something, and therefore you kind of any new knowledge and research has to be of your own creation.
Sure.
Welcome
is
to
that
being a
a
PhD, Diesel.
excellent? Yeah. So I feel like the easiest way to go about this is just like experimentation and practicing. So I'm surely there's someone that has the ability to teleport here.
Lazuli. Does William Lazuli into helping?
Is there someone that is a part of the campaign still? Anyway, he wants to practice new methods on people to try to have them teleport away and see if he can maintain, either prevent it or something like that. I don't know. I'm not articulating properly, but I feel like you can get the gist of it. There's probably someone willing to help, right? For science.
I mean, Growl can teleport with her gloves, but that's probably not what you want because you're specifically trying to counter magic, not items.
I mean, that
Oh, wow.
actually probably would still be useful, I feel like. I don't know.
I'm sure that's still useful. It's still the teleporting effect.
Yeah. Also, I mean, like, it's still a magical effect.
Grout is ready to help. She drops her bagel in front of Diesel. Oh, look at me. Oh,
Diesel's like, if only I had someone that could teleport regularly, consistently, and is part of someone who I can access the assistance of. But, who would that be?
yeah, finally. See, I
Oh my
just
god,
stumbled
hi,
by
Growl.
here. Hi.
Alright, that works perfectly. Excellent. I will explain to Growl what I'm doing. Does she want to help?
Yes.
Excellent. But yeah, I mean, like, me, the player, don't really know how you'd go about doing that, but I feel like at this point, Diesel probably just is actually kind of smart on this stuff for some reason. And probably could know a couple ways where maybe it's grabbing them a different way, maybe it's siphoning a different part of their energy, specifically targeting teleportation, even if it's not coming from spell slots.
It's a nice little field next to Candlekeep for nice place to go and attempt things. I'm just trying to pick some song that would work out for this. I'm just gonna use the bog song because it
No,
seems
use
fitting.
the song from Mulan.
Make a man
Yeah.
out of you.
Well, I mean, this also kind of ties into what I wanted to do for my extended rest because Growl wants to practice empty body, and because I'm not doing invincibility, Growl was inspired by Diesel's giant size and wants to also mega evolve and become a little bit bigger as well. So she's going to train with Diesel.
We can start you off big too, make you a little bigger.
Oh, we big too.
Alright. I sure this counts as training music. Why not? Alright, so Growl, you can drag yourself in as you both are basically sparring this week and both attempting to improve your own respective capabilities. You can
I
fully
think...
heal yourself, Diesel. This would have been,
Oh, sure.
healing up.
222. Oh, right, I had plus 10 fake max HP. Yeah. What do you want us to do here to try and figure this out, Aqua?
Alright. So your characters throughout the week experiment with each of your own finance and aspects here. Give me a second while I pull up something. Um, both of you, because both of your improvements are related over to your own features, and to an extent also your inner alchemy. So go ahead and make a insight check, each of you.
Does it seem fitting that this could be a strength insight check and I could use primal knowledge? Or would you like me to
Yeah,
use
go for it.
Okay.
We like
Okay.
primal knowledge.
We do like primal knowledge. Let's see. Strength. Press button.
Ooh, needed that advantage too.
I do, but I do have the ability to roll an additional d20. So let me roll and then make it. So this will only be normal because I only get one extra d20. Oh, a 22.
Insight is a wisdom, right?
Normally, yes.
Normally, yes.
Yeah, I was just feeling because Growl does Growl have like wisdom related bonuses because of monk stuff, or
That's
specifically because of their.
my shit. Why?
Yeah, and you are because
Oh.
you're out here for one whole week sparring a Diesel, as they both improve your capabilities. You get some nice. I think it's just an advantage then.
There's also something else you can do. The buff to focused aim lets you spend a key to add to an intelligence, wisdom, or charisma ability check.
Yes. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. Hold on, let me reroll. Okay.
Oh. Very nice.
So you could turn that into a 25 by spending 3 key.
Sure, why not? I'm a thing anyway.
What if we just cheat and use all of Nameless's talismans?
Good.
Why do I still have the amulet of the drunkard? I don't drink anymore. Does someone want this, by the way?
What does it do?
Man has liver problems.
If you drink alcohol once a day, you can heal.
I mean,
You're like, this brings up too many painful memories.
Yeah, Diesel
I
has
can
not.
use it for the purposes of healing. But if someone
Diesel
else
has
actually wants to
not drink any alcohol since Karo's death. So yeah, he'll give it. You can have it, Nameless. All yours.
sure. Does anyone else want it?
I mean, it's not attunement, right? Can't we just like pass it around nowhere neither?
It's not attunement, but he doesn't want to hold it anymore. You know.
You can only use it once per day.
Anyway, sorry, that's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Back to our sparring.
Alright, so you are beginning to spar. Or rather, you have been sparring over the course of this week. Important question: what do y'all eat on your lunch breaks?
Oh, the Monster Hunter meat.
Oh my god, a well-cooked steak.
Just out from some animals nearby.
I brought a sandwich back from Legion of Iron. So I'll eat that.
Well, you can't bring non-magical things out of the book, but you make a sandwich reminiscent of the one for Legion of Iron.
Okay, sure. It's reminiscent of Aze's favorite.
Excellent. Give me a moment. Let me check something. So I'm just typing something before I forget. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, almost done. Give me just one more moment. Okay, so I was just typing. Almost, I made a typo. All right, so Growl, I know you've been honing in a little bit more on specifically what you were trying to improve, which is you mentioned getting larger. Was there anything else that you were attempting to accomplish with your dedicated practice here?
Just not really. I just wanted to be look buffer, that's all. I want to be more intimidating. I'm already intimidating. But if that could be used in combat, that would be really cool.
Okay, 1 second. Writing things.
But we did.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, I was finishing up. All right. The way that you are going to attempt to manifest this is you are both going to fight each other.
All right.
Let me get the proper duel music. The training montage is over. It's the end of the week, and you have been practicing. It is time to make the magic happen.
Just a side note, is anyone else's foundry lagging whenever you're trying
Mine's
to do
fine.
something? Okay.
Mine seems okay. When is it lagging specifically?
Just when I'm importing stuff.
Like when you import stuff. No, I imported a couple of things earlier and it worked out just fine.
Okay. That's fine otherwise. That's fine. I was just wondering.
All right, you both can go ahead and roll your initiatives.
Oh.
Sure. There's no active combat encounter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, give me a moment while I make an active combat encounter.
I can't beat that.
Try. You want to
Not
All
a
right.
stunning strike, no.
All right, Growl, you both have been you've almost grown a beard as you've all both been out here for an entire week. Diesel, your beard grew
Sure.
again.
Sure. I stroke my
You're like
beard.
grizzled veterans who've been training for a whole week in the woods. You do know that normally results like this would be impossible, but part of your inner alchemy has greatly accelerated your ability to improve your personal capabilities. And so, Growl, you have the first move.
Alright.
You know that at the very least, in order to make this happen, you're going to have to activate that inner body.
Of course. You got button I need to press. I think I can just press throwing hands, right? And I will also activate my empty body.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
As you grow in size, so too do you feel that the astral arms look buffer than they've ever looked before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So is that's a dex save against throwing hands, right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
As you do that, as you hit them with that growl, go ahead and you feel the power. Roll. Spend 60 of your key points, and then roll an intimidation check.
Sure. I don't even know how many points to spend, but yeah.
Woof.
Yeah, as the force of the normally when you do the little force right there, it kind of impacts out quite solidly too, but it not only does that 11 force damage, but also an additional 31 damage on top of that.
Is that 31 also force damage though?
It is, and here's the thing: as you're ready to block the magic, but it seems that the Grow's ability to manipulate their damage with these hands is hitting beyond the physical realm and into the interior key realm. It ignores your resistance and immunity.
Okay.
You actually feel that punch, which is a new experience.
Yeah, that's impressive because I feel like this week I probably have not been feeling too much of the force damage.
Yeah, like normally you're like, hit me with that harder. Come on, hit me with that harder. I didn't even feel that punch.
Good dang. Alright. Alright, I'm also going to use my brutality, which gives me advantage on my attack roll.
Alright.
And then I'm
You
going to
punch,
stun.
and as it hits, you feel like the power surge through. You can spend 6 key points to do it again.
Oh.
Aqua, would my subclass damage reduction apply to this, or does it ignore that too?
The damage reduction would still apply.
Okay.
So that 31 is going to connect. I'm pretty sure you can roll the damage,
Yeah.
and if you spend 6 key points, you can add your intimidation check to the damage dealt.
Yeah, you know what? Why not?
You're gonna kill Diesel.
I'll be fine, surely.
19 plus 23, so that's 42 damage on that punch.
Alright.
And make your stun check.
Yeah. Is the bludgeoning damage also ignoring resistance immunity or just the force?
It ignores all resistance immunities for the hit.
Okay.
On the first dex save from earlier, it did push you back 5 feet. And when Growl hits you with that second punch, it still pushes you back another 5 feet. Just for the sheer force of the blow.
Wait, I have 2 more attacks already.
I think one more, because you use your bonus action to throw hands. And so you have this attack and extra attack.
But with my awakened self, isn't that 3 attacks?
Oh, right, because you get a right.
Yeah,
You're right.
level up.
You're right.
I have more attacks. Okay. Wait, are you? No, you punched us down. Okay, that's fine. Just a regular attack.
What is your
Actually,
DC
no,
on
I'll
this
use
then?
my
Because it
brutality again.
yeah, that still hits. My AC is 21.
Okay.
Their stun DC is 17.
Okay. Are you
You can choose whether or not to
Yeah.
add the extra damage.
No.
It's higher than 17 actually. Because according to her aspect or her inner alchemy, she adds her strength mod to the key save DC now.
Oh, that's always been there.
Yeah, I'm just saying that should be taken into account.
So it shouldn't be DC 17. It should be DC 21. Then, yeah, 21.
It's a little bit harder.
Well then, let's go again then.
Okay. Are you adding the intimidation check to that 17 or no?
Oh no, I'm not gonna. Actually, you know, I will.
Okay.
Let's do it. Why not?
All right, you spend another 6 key and you add it on.
All right.
And as you're adding this, you feel that now that you finally master the art of hitting with it. It no longer is taking 6 key anymore. Now it only takes 4, as you've gotten more accustomed to hitting with the full force of the blow.
It's alright. One more, and I'll use my brutality again. Does anyone hit?
Yeah, 21 matches my AC perfectly.
Cool. One more intimidation.
Diesel, as they punch you this time, you feel an instinctive ability of your reaction to try and grapple them.
Oh, nice.
All right. I will use my reaction to try and grapple them. Do I close the distance or because they are attacking from range?
Yes, you would. Oh, actually, there's the thing. Hold on, sorry. Give me a second. You grab their arm, the astral arm that is attempting to hit you, and you pull them over to you. If you succeed on this grapple check.
All right.
Oh Jesus. What's the save again?
I mean, it'd be contested, I think.
Yeah, you also
Oh,
make an
okay.
athletics, and you compare athletics.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, damn. Okay.
Checking real quick to see if the formula went through right. Yeah, now it says 21.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah. Sure. Alright. I think that's it.
It depends on because your tech hasn't rolled damage, so I don't know what will happen with this grapple.
Did I not? Oh, wait. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just not sure if this might change that. I like that gif, Ray.
Okay. as the grapple succeeds and you pull Growl's arm directly towards you, Growl, you are currently grappled and within melee range of Diesel.
Sure.
Does Growl's attack still hit?
Does the attack still hit? Oh yeah, it's still connected.
I just wanted to make sure. Let's see. Alright, sheesh, that hurts. And then I need to make another con save, I assume?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Dang.
Pretty
all
good
my
at that.
on.
Alright, you got any more punches, or is that the last one?
That's it.
Alright.
Diesel does kind of need you to teleport away, Growl, in order
Yeah.
to. They basically give you that respectful admiration, but you know they gotta be tested too.
Yeah.
True.
Can I move now then?
Yeah. You
yeah.
use your dimensional, your gauntlets to try and teleport away your wraps.
Sure.
Please
Okay.
move where you would like to.
Let's see.
Diesel, make a grapple check.
Can do.
Oh, what the
Growl, you teleport away, right? Expecting to get away as usual during your practice. When you feel the hand touch your shoulder, and it pulls you back through where you teleported from over to here.
Yo, you did it!
Diesel has a stupid grin on his face.
I kind of hate this.
But hey, I gotta give you one back for that. So I'll use a classic on you while you're here.
Alright.
Oh my God.
With the sandwich!
Oh my
With the sandwich!
Ouch.
Oh, that's 3 20s in a row, by the way.
Oh my god.
You do have resistance to all damage during the meantime, Growl, because of your increased size.
Yeah. Oh, but also, yeah. Shoot, no.
Of course, there's always the emotional damage of getting hit by an overcooked baguette, but you know.
I could have eaten that!
Alright, and
What are
then
you...
just the last thing I want to do on my turn before I end it is I want to use this. So I want to take us 50 feet up, if possible. Or can I do that? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
If I have to, I'll use suplex too.
Yeah, you jumped up easily.
Excellent. In that case, let's see. Sorry. This would be the damage that Growl takes. That would be bludgeoning.
I am immune, so pick up.
Alright, they bring it into the air and then hit you down to the ground as you the dust settles and clears about.
There's a small crater now.
You can end the combat here, or you can continue. Your choice.
That first round that took a lot out of me, so I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm good to shake here because that was just exhausting already.
Yeah, I'm
those,
good.
those fists be throwing hands for sure.
Yeah, I'm good. We don't need to kill each other. Oh, you need it.
I feel like at this point we've also probably developed some kind of like red team handshake. So you know, it's we got that in there too, of course.
Yes, absolutely. With all of my arms.
Oh shit.
After a minute, Growl returns to normal.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh, that was so fun.
Like grizzled veterans, they return eventually. Ethereon, what are you doing for your week?
Book.
Book.
Surely is your book almost done yet?
The first edition's out, but
Shit.
But when do you get royalties from it? That's the real question.
that's
Actually, yeah, you've been gone
Yeah.
for a month. You have been making royalties, Ethereon.
that's
Damn, that was easy.
what I've always wanted.
I mean, you were gone for a week. It had some time to get some reputation, and you notice that one thing that's definitely helped is it's gotten an unusual amount of popularity in a very short period of time among many educational institutions, which means that this isn't just like one person buying it. This is like universities using this and getting it part of their curriculum because it's that good.
Hell yeah. I'm joining corporate Candlekeep.
That is to say, Ethereon, that after all royalties and checks and everything, you've made a crisp and cool additional 30,000 gold pieces.
Shit.
Okay, let's go.
Welcome to corporate. But that was just the royalties from last time. You still have this extended week.
Okay. I mean, other than working on the book, I don't really know what else I'd care to do with my time. I guess I could meditate on my inner alchemy in a quiet place without anybody around that's loud. Like most of the party. I'm kidding.
You only have time to do one of those things, you think. You'd
Oh,
either have to
and-
continue working on the book or meditate.
Oh, then work on the book 100%.
Yeah. Hold on, where's the... Sorry, I found an image of Ethereum. I posted it in chat. All right, you continue your encyclopedic writings. Go ahead and roll for what was it? Nature. And wait, why didn't you have nature proficiency? I keep forgetting you don't, and I think that's really funny.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Damn.
What was the other one? I don't remember.
Very nice.
I feel like the other
Um,
one was also something I didn't have proficiency in, but I don't remember.
I think it was history.
Yeah, I
if
think
that's
it was,
the case,
it was
did-
just that was the other one I was being used for writing with.
Well, better than the other one. This is about what I expected.
Okay, hold on.
Are you in your favourite terrain?
I don't think so.
Just go out into the forest while you're writing.
My favorite terrain is my
Maybe.
desk.
My favorite terrain is corporate America. Or Canada, I guess, actually.
Corporate Canada.
Yeah, corporate Canada.
Oh, can me and Diesel heal back from our fight?
No.
During after the extended rest is over, yeah, your wounds get back to normal and you lose all the fatigue.
Yeah, I don't want that 3 key left in my reservoir.
They did kind of go all out though.
When you really
Actually,
want
you should
someone
have 18 of each now because you're level 18. So Yeah, you have 36 key. Let's go.
Damn.
That's a lot of key.
Okay.
Hold on. I can... So here's what happens, Ethereum.
Mm.
The process of writing this is it's getting difficult because your first edition covered so much
Mhm.
of what you had already intended to say. So you get some words all into the paper, but there's a lot of rehashing of things that you had already kind of gone over the first time, and that's when you kind of notice it that your ability to process information is actually growing. You didn't realize it was happening, but it was. You believe this is part of what happened in your inner alchemy, like similar to the other two who are suddenly able to learn new things at an incredible rate.
Mhm.
So too have you found that capability within yourself, and you have gained proficiency in both history and nature.
As soon as you started that, I knew that's where it was going. Let's go. I'm a normal ranger now.
Well,
It's like all of that information you've done previously, because this is the first time you've really gotten a chance to work on this ever since, for an extended period of time, ever since you gained your inner alchemy. And by just rereading through your encyclopedia, it's like you suddenly have gotten perfect knowledge of every single word that's ever in there and can even recall it almost pictorially. Like, we have images inside of your head. You could recreate and draw them in a sketch if necessary, and even to quote exact pages and lines from what you've written.
Pog.
It's uncanny. Ray and Jojira, because I think you both of yours are vaguely related to each other.
I'm not sure about that.
Okay, then Ray, what are you doing during your extended rest?
Can you come back to me on that one?
Jojira, what are you up to during your extended rest? Oh my god, my mouse pad is upside down. Sorry. It surprised me just now. I was just looking at my mouse pad, right? My mouse pad that is pure black is upside down. How is that possible? How did I put a mouse pad like this upside down? It just doesn't. How did. Anyway,
My bad.
I'm just flabbergasted right now, that's all. Okay, I fixed it.
It's basically just going back to my lair and waiting for that emissary. I suppose I can. I don't know if I need to really clean anything up, but try to make things like a little more presentable because this basically is like an emissary of Mount Celestia. Yeah, I suppose like I can like prepare for them to show up and try to do whatever I should be doing to develop my dragon sight. So basically, I don't think this week is going to be an exciting one for me, unless like the guy shows up and I need to go out and go destroy things or something, which seems unlikely, but you know, I think that is like the essence. Is I'm basically going to be waiting for the emissary and then doing whatever
I like the mental image that you somehow have some kind of broom and you're like dusting off, the dust from places.
That's what magic is
Like
for.
places.
I'm a sorcerer. You can just point at things and then they're clean.
Clean. It's like the little dust just scatters into the water, and you press the sensation to make it like flow down the little waterfall here, so that way it heads deeper into the cavern, like sweeping something under your own bed.
It doesn't actually say what happens to the stuff on the object for the you instantaneously clean an object no larger than 1 cubic foot.
For comedic effect, it's going into the water and flowing down it.
Oops.
um, you await the emissaries who have been given permission to enter, and so 2 of them show up. First is this person.
And I am pretty certain that is a dragon in humanoid disguise. Just looking at them.
What gave you that idea? Was it the frills behind their ears?
Actually, well, let me check something. And the other one is this emissary.
And that is a
literal
psionic
dragon.
dragonborn. I mean, that's a dragonborn, not a dragon.
I guess, yeah, that's true.
Hey, yo, he got iron stones?
Of course.
He is an ion
You
stone.
know what you must do.
You hear Ares' little voice in your head. Steal it. Steal it. It's easy enough to, tune it out, but
It's from Celestia, so they're mine anyway.
Just because they're emissaries of Celestia doesn't mean that they're from Celestia.
Then that must be an
that being
old
said,
view.
as you approach the dragon bush, you can actually tell this is not a dragon in disguise with your true sight. This is a person who seems to have gained aspects of a dragon and appears to be dual typed similarly, but in the opposite direction of being predominantly human.
I don't have true sight. I've got blind sight.
Oh, it's not an illusion, I'll tell you that much.
I mean, Shane's shape isn't an illusion either.
Oh, I need to turn off my heater. The thing about the heater here inside my apartment is that it's an ondule, so it warms the floor, right? And so as long as my feet don't touch the ground, sometimes I don't realize how hot it's getting. And so when I finally touched my feet to the ground, I was like, oh my god, this place is suddenly really toasty. Oh, whoa.
Toasty feet.
I don't know, that doesn't seem ideal.
Well, how about you get your ethnocentrism and tell that to all the people in Korea, okay?
You will.
God.
Don't worry.
It's actually pretty surprisingly efficient. It warms the air eventually. It warms it slower than a conventional heater, but it keeps the heat in longer, which is neat. That's neither here nor there. I don't think that Jojiro has an undo. Actually, that'd be kind of cool if their layer did. The emissaries arrive as they greet you warmly with a classic draconic greeting, and explain that they have been sent here on the business that had been mentioned about you specifically were seeking
To awaken my dragon sight.
yeah to awaken dragon sight.
Yeah, I will respond to their draconic greetings in kind. I am going to be polite.
Hold on, I'm just double checking something. I'm just checking one thing. Okay. Sorry, I just need to gather some information first.
Dragon information, I'm sure.
Oh, I heard last night was a bad session.
Depends on what you mean by a bad session.
That all but 3 people die.
Okay, well,
no,
important-
that's not
the
right.
the important part about them dying is that they're revivable, though.
Okay, that's good.
For now.
Did they fight a different boss from us? Or the same?
Yeah, they didn't fight the elephant. They fought something else. But
Oh, okay.
I'm being light on those details in case it potentially pops up here also because they were at a different chapter.
Wait, what book were
Fair
they
enough.
were in? Legion?
Legion Iron, yeah.
Oh, Legion.
Hmm.
They never fought Maleficent.
Sus.
Okay. The two of them greet you and go, the Slayer is quite suitable, and the Dragonborn that kind of seems quite proud of that little statue you got over there, or I guess it's not really a little statue. The statue dedicated to Sardir. As they comment, it seems that you have been preparing to learn Dragon Sight for quite some time if you have that commission there.
I will comment that I made it myself, and that I know that is actually not the case. I was just paying the proper respect to the honored divine ancestor.
Well, then this process will be much faster than usual. The training for learning Dragon Sight will take quite a bit, possibly a year, so we will need to begin the preparations for it. For me personally, it took me a while to really tap into the original first world knowledge granted by Sordir, and it took me multiple years to gain knowledge of how to effectively talk to my incarnations across realities. As they say that, they often look like they're staring off into the distance.
I assume communicating with their echoes.
Yeah, the other person. As for me, I don't have Dragon Sight personally, but I help keep the people who are looking into the other realities a little bit more grounded within this one. Think of me as like an anchor to make sure that neither of you will get lost. And I thank you for putting your trust within me.
How do we begin?
The dragon bless materializes wings as they move over to here, and the dragonborn just kind of floats gingerly over the water. They're always moving kind of slowly and deliberately.
And I will swim.
The
I mean, I could
dragonborn
go-
from where they are.
I mean, I could go faster, but I am going to be
the Dragonborn goes ahead and pulls out something from their satchel, which you recognize as being a orb of dragonkind, which is an artifact.
Wait, if that's what I think it is, isn't that dangerous?
It's an
As if
artifact
almost
of
reading your mind, it can be dangerous. But what's important is to understand that one's inclination can be worked against. And that applies not only to people, to dragons, but also to the purpose that things are made for. This is only as dangerous as you're willing to make it to be.
Okay.
Now, with that being said, part of this process is going to be peering into the orb itself. And that means you may occasionally feel overwhelmed by the evil forces within. But that is why we are here to help keep you grounded in the meantime. As you tune into the orb and this place becomes more in tuned with the draconic energies, you will find yourself very slowly, very progressively, starting to see little wisps in alternate realities. And that is when you will know that you have begun to finally acquire some of the dragon sight. But it will take some time.
I suspect it might not take as long as he thinks it might, but I'm not going to be saying anything on that. Right.
Right.
Is it time to
The
ponder
orb
the
is
orb?
inside. It's time to ponder the orb. Okay, give me a second. You ponder over the course of this week. You have to ponder repeatedly, actually, into the orb in order to really see. Go ahead and make a charisma saving throw. Okay, go ahead and make another charisma saving throw. Go ahead and make another charisma saving throw. Go ahead and make another charisma saving throw.
Uh-oh, it wrapped around.
I mean, I don't know if any of these would benefit from resistance. I don't know if I would have the opportunity to keep casting that or not. But I do have...
You would not be able to. You would not be able to cast, but withstand would be able to be used, yeah.
So plus 6 is 22.
What? Over the course of the week, as you all share stories of each other, and you ponder the orb quite intensely, by the third day, you see a little wisp that appeared for just a fraction of a second there of something, but it wasn't part of your ordinary vision. That much you're sure of. By the fifth day, working together, you can see somebody's wisp for seconds longer at a time. And by the end of the week is when something happens more fully. You feel that you can occasionally passively see these little wisps for a little bit at a time, but then also you can go ahead and attempt to use an action to activate your dragon sight.
As in, just say I take an action to activate my dragon sight, or...
Yep.
I attempt to activate my dragon sight.
You attempt to activate your dragon sight. Go ahead and make a charisma saving throw.
I will add this if need be.
Alright. It strains your brain to see into alternate realities like this, but you manage to withstand the effect. And then suddenly, for just 6 seconds there, you see it. It is... My God, it is It is. It's you. But looking at you, you both see each other. And then after 6 seconds, it's over just like that.
How identical did they look to me?
They looked exactly the same as you.
They might be from a very similar world then. It's probably the easiest to contact, I guess. Still. I mean, that's definitely something.
Even though the effect has passed, you feel that there's no limit on how many times you can attempt to do this.
Let's do it again, like, so that I'm basically... We can be staring at each other, eye to eye.
Alright, make that charisma saving throw.
Jeez.
Withstand. You wave? Question mark? To you?
I think it's like less... I think I just would want to less wave at them and more to attempt to... Just gonna do like a simple... What question do I ask? Fuck. I guess I could just go for straight to, like, alright, am I your first echo? Like, I'm trying to ask them that, like, in Draconic. Like, and then while we do have this vision of each other.
You asked this question, and all they really have time to be able to say back for the meantime is, yes, the first. And then already fades out. In the meantime, your compatriot here looks stunned as they go, did you see yourself?
For scant moments, but we were able to share a few words.
How did you... It should not have... I was not able to do that until my first year. Wow. Are you a savant of some kind? You meese.
I'm going to go with I'm going to go with an uncertain, non-committal, perhaps.
Having developed that by the end of the week, the emissaries do have to take their leave, though.
Yeah, like that makes sense.
They pen in to return again after a month. It's like, oh, it's gonna be a while.
Celestial bureaucracy.
I'm just gonna keep these guys over here just because I think it's funny.
And we need to fucking get the name of Ray's dragon dad.
What do you mean? You've literally got it.
Is it a great name?
Well, thing is, Ray's only ever said what she said, so, you know.
Speaking of what Ray is saying, Ray, It's your extended rest. What you doing?
Good question. So they said to like learn of the ritual, I have to speak to dead people and or examine a mask to see if it's changeable. Correct?
Yes, essentially creating a dragon mask from scratch would not only take a really long time, but would require esoteric secrets from cultists that would require speaking to dead people to even potentially find. Alternatively, modifying an existing mask is probably easier.
But those masks are expensive. Ray complains to herself, reviewing the information. You know what? Let's do some. Ray will do some meditation. She will consider her inner alchemy stuff. See what she's learned. See if she can focus it.
Oh, whoop. Give me a moment. Sorry, just double checking some stuff.
Sure.
Checky.
And she'll probably be doing that while like on Holly, and like Holly will probably just be like wandering around, climbing on walls, flying upside down, while Ray is like lost in thought, oblivious to these surroundings. So who knows where Holly's actually gone? She could have taken us anywhere.
I'll be right back.
All right. Looks like I'm looking up something. Huh. Okay. And then one more thing I need to look up. Yep, there. Okay, so Ari, are you spending your whole week just looking over your aspect stuff?
Yeah, that and just to check if it's like am I still okay to take Lazuli's staff as you mentioned before?
Sorry, repeat that one more time.
Am I still allowed to take Lazuli's staff?
Oh yeah. You find Lazuli's unconscious body or something. You're not sure what's happened to Lazuli. They've been
What?
T-posing for a while.
He's just
But,
missing, and we don't care.
Whatever happened, the imminence of Inferno is available.
Cool. Then the rest of the time will be spent flying on Holly along the sea or pools or lakes, casting fireball at the water, and then flying through the like droplets of water as they all come back exploding. Having fun, you know?
Yeah. The imminence of Inferno is you just see what it's like a little fairy just maniacally laughing while casting fireballs at a lake over and over again. The nice thing about fish is that they're not sentient enough, so like lighting them up with fireballs is kind of like a gray zone as far as good deeds is concerned.
I mean, I'm not deliberately aiming at fish. I'm just trying to like explode the water, you know, and then fly through.
Yeah. I'm just saying, even if you did hit fish, hurting fish is kind of a gray zone. It's like it's not really good or evil. It's just kind of in that neutral area between the two.
I feel like this is the kind of thing that could attract attention.
Then you
There are a
should
lot of
leave my
lakes in this
character
world.
unsupervised. You know, sometimes it is what it is. You know.
Sheesh.
Yeah. You go ahead and meditate on your various good deeds after blowing up the lake for a little while. Go ahead and make an insight check.
Oh boy. Oh wait, hold on. Could we say I'm in and around my favorite terrain?
You were favorite. This is not a check related to your favorite terrain, so being within
God
your favorite
damn
terrain
it.
is.
Fuck. Oh, and yeah, beforehand, I'll do the D4 thing. I'll use my. Oh wait. I can get bless for 10 minutes. I don't know how long if that can apply to this or not.
Longer to 10 minutes since
damn
this
it.
is like something that happens over an extended period of time.
All right, then that's me.
Okay. And then also, hold on. Roll a religion check. Cool. So you're out there just basking by the water, right? Technically, you are in your favorite terrain, just chilling out. And you are with Holly, who you were flying around on. As you're trying to focus and meditate, right? You're kind of like, or I don't know if Aerie can meditate. What is Aerie's form of trying to consider their inner self, so that somehow they can have enough self-control to meditate for a while?
That's why she blasted the water to try and like get the fun out, you know? It's sort of like we do the fun stuff, and then like after you've like it's like eating steak, you know? There's only so much steak you can eat, and then after you've eaten all the steak or blown up all the water, she just like lie on Holly's back, close her eyes, look at the rainbows that'll have developed from all the small droplets of water, and just think, what am I doing here again? And then we'll sort of close our eyes and think back to why they're here, why they're doing good deeds, what good deeds they've done.
Okay, 1 second.
Occasionally feeding Holly fish. If Holly eats fish.
I mean, Holly's like omnivorous, so it'll just eat anything you give them. You just hold it in front of their mouth and they'll bite it.
Hold a hand in front of their mouth and they'll bite it.
Oh.
Like, I envision Holly's pretty comfy, you know? So it's probably quite a relaxing place to meditate on.
Okay. So you're going ahead and like close your eyes there and you feel Holly's trunk just like poke your cheek as it seems they're trying to get your attention about something. And when you awaken, you see that the little good deed orbs, there's a whole bunch of them inside of your arms that have just literally appeared and materialized after you had some time to really consider your good deeds that you had done recently. As each one you considered, it just like popped into existence without you realizing it until you opened your eyes.
Oh. Ray has an idea. They will, they will like have them in their arm. They'll have like the good deed orbs in their arms, and say, "Okay, Holly, you can eat one if you're like close enough to eat one," and then she's going to alert roll off her to see if she can keep up and eat the good deeds.
Yeah, you're like trying to teach them tricks.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you do with treats. No, you use them as like incentives. You know. I mean, I don't know if Holly
Okay,
can learn.
make an
tricks,
animal.
you know.
Make an animal handling check.
Why do I have proficiency in animal handling?
You can add 1d4.
One D4. 1d4. I'm trying to get some of this text. Where is this? Where did I put it? Okay. Here's what you notice as you keep feeding Holly more and more, and they do little tricks. It happened kind of gradually, so you didn't realize it was happening. But by the time you realize it, it's like a Clifford the Red Dog situation.
Holly, how are you going to fit through the Emerald Gate?
They trumpet at you a little bit, but now their trumpet is like way larger.
Can they do anything?
As hmm?
No, go. You're saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get it ready more specifically, but Holly not only is like significantly larger at this point, and effectively like pretty much like a full real elephant sized yellow elephant as opposed to like a humanoid ish but like kind of big dog. They also look like they are really durable, and that trumpet sound they just made was way louder than it had any right to be. It was so strong that it like blasted some of the water nearby and pushed it away because it trumpeted out so much.
Congratulatory fireball at the water.
I'll have to get all the specifics ready. I realized how much stuff was on Holly's sheet, but Holly is big now, and you know that it's possible to make Holly this way again by having them shape change.
I see. Shape change unlocked. Got it.
Holly is big
Isn't it kind of
and
like
strong.
unoriginal to name a Holly Fentolly?
Do you realize what you're talking
Isn't your bird called Bird?
No. Maybe.
Okay.
Let's be fair here. This is Ray we're talking about.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, and I think that about covers the extended rest as everybody returns. Holly is returned back to their normal size in the meantime.
Oh, can I do one last thing? That's more just for flavour.
Yeah.
While I'm out of the water, I will begin casting spells at the water, like sort of like cantrips, sacred flames, guiding bolts, that sort of thing, while with my eyes shut, and I'll just pray that the stars guide them to their targets, and that's me done.
Continuing the gray zone of occasionally hitting fish, since you do need to target creatures.
Fish killer.
You all return and gather together inside of the court of air as you get ready to head out over into your next excursion. And as you head over to the Emerald Door and make your way over to go over to your next destination, you see that Quill is still the door, the keeper of the Emerald Door there as they greet each of you. And then move these guys out of. Okay, there we go. I'm just setting that up. It's been a little bit of time. Hello, all of you. How have you all been?
Yeah. Me too.
Oh, great.
I'm gonna move the. I'm just moving these people away. I'm moving these other people out of the way. All right, there we go. All right, and so Growl, you said you're great. As Quill goes ahead and tells you, excellent. I actually had a small favor to ask of you, if you would indulge me as you enter back into the library.
What do you want?
Inside of one of the books, I believe one that you had been a bit accustomed to entering into, although I'm not sure if I'm heading into it immediately. Have you've been investigating inside and looking within the pages of Legion of Iron? Is that correct?
Maybe.
Maybe we have.
Within there, I have inserted a pink teddy bear, and I would simply like for you to retrieve it, and that's it.
Why? What's so special about this bear?
Simply put, I'm just testing something, and I would like for you to bring it back.
Testing what? Is it a bomb?
No,
the only way that he can
it's not
fall
a
asleep at
bomb.
night.
He almost certainly has mind blank on, right?
Yes. You try reading anything about their mind, and just there's nothing.
Yeah, like I wasn't even gonna try because I figured based off of the spell profile I got off him the last time I detect magic, he almost certainly has mind blank on him. But like while he's busy, I wonder if I can try to. Oof.
Well, you're inciting that. The annoying thing that you found about Kojujira is that they're always very frank and upfront about everything. And so exactly what they're saying is exactly what they mean. And it seems your insight is confirming that. They would like you to retrieve this because they are testing something.
It's probably because they're testing if they can implant items in the books or something, or see if items can be taken out of the books in relation to their great rewrite or whatever it is. I will think to the group through radio.
Dig to the group. They await your answer about whether you will accept your request.
What's the reward?
It wasn't a reward situation. I was simply asking as a personal favor.
Ray's eyes squint.
I mean, I believe the human
It would be,
convention
it
is
would
that
be a good
favors
deed.
are repaid with favors.
It might be a good deed if you, if you just help them out of the goodness of your heart.
Look, have you seen that Simpsons episode where they get Mr. Burns' teddy bear back? Is the world any
literally
better for
watched-
that?
What's Simpsons?
I watched that 2 days ago. Oh. Yeah, exactly. You don't get any reward for doing it.
Oh, you wound me a little bit. Have I not been considerate enough to you?
I point at my papery skin. Hello?
Oh, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, consider the stones that I provided. I thought that it would be within some amount of good graces there, but if I'm mistaken, then I will not impede you or speak any more of the matter.
I feel like at
Well-
bare minimum, if with the
I
group,
mean, we should just say yes, and then we don't have to go purposely find it. Like, there's
I
no
mean,
reason
yeah,
to make
that's
him
what I was
mad,
thinking.
So
Yeah.
because like if we agree, we can slow down his experiment's progress. Is what I was thinking.
yeah.
And because he might go and say ask someone else if we don't agree.
Yeah, Nameless is just gonna nudge Ray away. If we find it, we'll grab it for you. If we see it, we'll grab it for you.
Thank you. That'd be most appreciated. Well, I know that one's reader's diligence never likes being held back. Feel free to enter into the library. I believe this is the part where you would think I would get at the hang of the exact greetings for this, but it seems that nobody wrote a manual, and maybe I should at some point. You are welcome through the Emerald Door to the library of Candlekeep. Please enjoy your.
I'm just
literature.
imagining game show
Hmm.
host.
I'm trying that one. Enjoy your literature. It doesn't quite have the ring I'm looking for. I'll workshop on it. The door is open and available to enter through, or open in the sense that you can phase through it.
Yeah, I'm gonna start going. Hopefully before he starts detecting my hostility.
I'll go through, but as I go through, I say, "Fine. But if we get this teddy bear, we're even." And
That seems reasonable
and
enough
once
to
we're
me.
even, you've then lost the infinite Modron portal door opening protection. You've been warned.
Excuse me.
Increase playing speed away.
They certainly have an ambitious personality, don't they?
Unfortunately.
Well, I can't say I dislike it that much.
No, it's okay. You're allowed to.
All right, you return back over to the library and procure the Legion of Iron yet again, so that you may descend into the next chapter of chapter 3. And as you open the book and get ready to maneuver forward, that's when you hear it. That's the end of the session, everyone. See you next time.
Woo!
I didn't hear that. I actually didn't hear that.
Oh,
We're done.
I don't appreciate
The
Sorry,
session's
I don't speak that language.
Over.
I don't know what you said.
Can you say it in Goblin, please?
That being said, I may be gone for a little bit because I'm going to be in Vietnam for a bit, and I don't know
What?
exactly how that impacts my weekend availability. I will
My
keep
God.
y'all updated, but I'm going to be there for 2 weeks, so
Oh shit.
that's fun.
Hopefully.
It's fun.
Also, tell us what the noise is. What the fuck?
Tell us what the what?
The noise was. Whatever the cliffhanger.
What the? Huh?
What did you see or
That's when
hear?
you hear it. Like she's
Yeah.
assuming that there was like a cliffhanger to this ending.
Yeah.
That you saying that this is the end of the session was not what the characters heard. That it was something else.
Oh
and
no,
that
that was it. That was it. The joke was that's the last you heard was that the. No, I apologize. I know I've set up a precedent for having like cool cliffhangers each time, but no, there was. I didn't think that this would be the right time to leave one in case I might be gone for a bit, and so I was like, that'd be kind of a dick move to.
My
know.
Vietnamese
That's
blood
literally what
rejects
cliffhangers are
you.
for. They're for being a
What
dick.
the
I had been
fuck?
wondering if A's was somehow escaping from the book, and that would have been horrifying.
Oh my god.
Wait, Risu,
It was me eating his favorite sandwich.
What? What did you say?
I forgot your ethnicity.
I am Chinese, but I have a fifth Vietnamese in me.
A fifth?
Yeah, that's what. I don't know how that works, but that's
That
what the 23andMe says.
That's fascinating.